Hi everyone, Puti Pinoy. All right, I'm gonna keep this simple, okay? Do you want to get married online? Do you want to get married online using the Utah County? Okay, it's very easy. Okay, first thing you do is you go on the website and you apply for a marriage license, okay? Now, this marriage license allows you to get married, okay? When you apply, you have 30 days to get married. Now, when I applied, I had trouble because you go on the website, it asks both parties to have a valid email address, and each of them fills out the application one by one. They ask demographics, if you've been married before, etc., etc. Okay. Then after you fill out the application, you need to submit government issued ID, so passport, driver's license. I'm from the U.S. I use my driver's license. It lets your phone can scan it, right? My wife now doesn't have a driver's license. She doesn't have a passport. So I kept trying to use her postal ID in the Philippines. She's from the Philippines. I tried using her postal ID, her tax revenue ID. The computer wasn't accepting it. It wasn't accepting it, so I didn't know what was going on. So I had to contact the Utah County directly, and they reached back to me. There's another link on the website that you have to apply for a virtual appointment. Now, this virtual appointment, what they do is you pay. I paid $50, okay, and then they give you a time and date. We used Microsoft Teams, okay. Both you and your spouse need to be present during this meeting. Okay, make sure that if you're in the Philippines, you have a strong Wi-Fi signal. U.S., same thing. So we waited for, I don't remember what date it was, but we attended the appointment. We both used the link provided to us by Utah, attended this meeting, and then basically the Utah clerk will go through the application with you and your fiance. They'll go with you. Name, date of birth, father's name, mother's name for both the husband and wife. And then both will look over the application, make sure all the information's accurate, and then she will input that information in. Um, you can take pictures when you schedule the. Before I get this wrong, sorry. When you schedule the virtual appointment, it gives you the option to upload photos, and it gives you the option to put your witnesses who are going to be there. Both of you need one witness who was 18 years and older. I used my best friend Chris, my best man, and then Darylyn used her cousin. You can have more than one witnesses, but you need at least one. Now you don't need their IDs. I was worried at first because Darylyn's cousin didn't bring her ID with her, so we were freaking out. But anyway, you take pictures of your IDs both when after you do that virtual appointment, okay? And then they ask you to take a selfie. So, pose for your selfie. Anyway, because during when you do the appointment and that person is there, they're gonna verify the ID you submitted online with your face. I'll tell you a funny story. My wife's she didn't have signal in the Philippines because it was raining, Baguio season, Baguio, typhoon. So she didn't have connection. So what I did was I used my laptop for the appointment, and then I used Facebook Messenger to call my wife and just held up the phone to the laptop, and they communicated back and forth. It was cute. Anyway, that was it. It took like 10 minutes. She did everything. She submitted our application. Within 2 minutes, she sent us a virtual license. Now, you need that license because when you schedule your marriage ceremony, it'll ask for your license number, and that's what's on your license. Okay. Um, so we scheduled our wedding date. Okay. They don't assign an officiant till it gets closer to your wedding date. Let's see. But yeah, so after you get your license, that's when you can schedule your wedding ceremony. So excited! Congratulations! You're ready to get married. But remember, when you get this license, you have 30 days to get married. There's no planning or whatever. You have 30 days or it'll expire. If it expires, you have to apply again for a marriage license, okay? So our wedding ceremony, it's on video, right? On the channel. It was August 21st at 12 p.m. My time. I live in Washington State, so it was based off my time. The Philippines is 15 hours ahead. Okay, so if it was 12 p.m. here, it was 3 a.m. Philippines time. Okay, so my wife had to wake up very early to attend the ceremony, as you saw. But yeah, it's that after the marriage ceremony, right? You guys get a digital copy of your marriage certificate. Now, this is important. This is your document. Now, you are now legally married. Congratulations. Good for you guys. Then they send you a hard copy. I got the hard copy in the mail. But if you're in my situation too, where I'm trying to visit my wife in the Philippines and they're not allowing foreigners, you can order an apostilled marriage certificate. I got in the mail too. There's another video. You guys can watch that. It's very underwhelming because basically the same thing. It's the same hard copy marriage certificate that you got, but it's another piece of paper stapled to it that's saying that this is an official document that is now apostle. But it's important. I need those documents because I'm going to submit the report of marriage. Now, report of marriage is very important because online wedding is not recognized in the Philippines, but it's recognized in the U.S. And because there's a Philippine embassy in the U.S., under the jurisdiction of the U.S., it is accepted. Forget the haters and the negativity. Online marriage is accepted in the U.S., and it's accepted by the Philippines consulate in the U.S. That's why you do the report of marriage. If you go on the website, there's even a list of requirements. One of the requirements even says if it was an online marriage, right? If it was an online marriage, submit these documents. You submit a letter explaining why you had an online marriage. Very easy. Here's my letter. I duly certify, and just the husband or whoever, the U.S. citizen can just write a letter. It doesn't have to be signed by the Philippine citizen. No, you have to have it notarized. Basically, sample letters like, I attest that due to the hardship of the pandemic, I wasn't able to meet my fiance in the time, so we decided to have a online wedding. I do apologize for the inconvenience. If you have any questions, yada yada. It's so easy. They accept it. This is legal. This is legit. This will get you. Once you do the report of marriage, you can apply for a 9A visa because the Philippines doesn't allow foreigners to enter the country unless they're married or they have kids. That's why you're getting married online. How can you marry your fiance if you can't enter the freaking country? This is how you do it. You get married online. Very easy, very cheap. The marriage appointment license was $50. Don't believe anything else. Don't go through WebMed. They're freaking expensive. $1,400. That's $1,400 that you could be spending on your wedding. Because Darylyn had a bonga wedding ceremony and I celebrated by myself here, eating lumpia that I cooked by myself. Yes, I know, very sad, but hey. Marriage license, $50. Okay? The marriage ceremony is $35. The ceremony itself is cheaper than the marriage license. Okay? Now, the marriage ceremony, you don't pay for that till 24 hours before or the day of, okay? They'll assign you an officiant. Everything's cool. Don't worry about it. Stop stressing. You're going to get married. Congratulations. After you get married, you guys, like I said, you get the partial marriage certificate. Additional hard copy marriage certificates is like $10. But I needed the apostle marriage certificate. $30. $30. I paid $50 for the license, $35 for the ceremony. I paid $40 because I got the apostle marriage certificate and another regular marriage certificate. That's less than $200. Come on, man. Save money so you can buy a ticket because plane tickets to the Philippines are freaking expensive or wherever you're flying. All right, guys, you got this. This is easy. Guys, take care. Please, boom.